This week, we're going to be focusing on our spring reflection, and each day you will have a different part to work on. Today, we are mostly just going to talk about what it looks like and how it is different from last year. In the last 2 years, we called this our learner profile reflection, and it was on a huge, big sheet that I think was probably pink. And it looked like this one here that says the old one. You had 3 spots in the middle. It was surrounded by your learner profile, and you picked 3 different learner profiles and you wrote about them. The good news about this change is that our school has slightly changed ours, and I think they've made it even easier for us to fill out than before. Basically, you're writing about how awesome you are. We're going to be working on this all week, and when you're done, you're going to upload your document to Teams so Miss Eastwood and I can upload it to ManageBack. Even though we are not physically in school, our government has mandated that we still must complete this. So this is something that we are going to work on all week to make sure we all get it done. The last one here, as you can see, was organized by your learner profiles. This is what the new one looks like this year, and it is organized by our skills. It's being broken down into our communication skills, our thinking and research skills, and our social and self-management skills. Let's have a look at the new one in a bit more detail and some of the differences. One of the big differences you can see is obviously the size of it. It's quite a bit smaller, but the reason it is smaller is because this year you're going to be typing in it. To help us with this new paper, we have organized the learner profiles that fit each category. You can see communication skills only as open-minded, but the next 2 boxes have almost all of the learner profiles. So our communication skills is connected to our learner profile of open-minded and is basically all the reading, writing, listening, and speaking that you do in the class. So pretty much all your work. Our thinking and research skills include pretty much all the learner profiles but one, I think, and has to do with critical thinking, so like dialectical thought, evaluation, analysis, and our research skills of gathering data, interpreting data, making inferences. So basically you've just done all of that very recently with our plastic bill and our fish farm debate. You used your thinking skills to have the debate. You used your research skills to get the information you needed for the debate. You used your communication skills to write the information and read the information. And the last one is our social and self-management skills, which has all your learner profiles again but one. And these are your personal skills and how you interact with people. And then the self-management side of it is how you organize yourself, how you take initiative to get your work done, how you make appropriate choices for flexible seating, and your best learner or learning. The reason that this is easier is because in the previous years, you had to pick 3 different learner profiles and you had to write 3 different things about them. This time, if you wanted to, you could write about open-minded in all 3 boxes, or 1 up top and then 2 of the same in the bottom. So it's a bit easier because you can write about the same thing twice, but just talk about the example differently. So for example, I could have talked about the plastic bill or the fish farm debate in all 3 boxes in different ways. We are asking that you do provide some evidence of how you have done this or how you have improved. Today we're going to go over 2 different ways that we can approach this so that hopefully it doesn't feel overwhelming. Essentially, no matter which way you choose or how you pick to fill out this paper, there's no wrong answers. This is a way to showcase and celebrate how amazing you are. So I'm going to show you a couple different ways that you can approach this. Some of you are going to be ready to get started right away. Others will need a little bit more time to think and brainstorm. Method 1 is using the file, the I Can statements. And the second method is where you're just going to use the learner profile and the skills that are listed to do a free write. Let's look at the first method together. This is what the I Can statements look like. It's very overwhelming when you first look at it because there's so much information. But the reason there's a lot of information is so that it can help you. So what I would do is I would break this down into parts and just look at one column at a time. So what you're going to do is we're going to start with our communication skills, and I'll show you how we work through this method. So here are the communication skills a little bit bigger because that sheet is so small. So maybe you want to cover up the table and just look through the communication skills. When you're going through it, read each statement and then highlight some of the ones that you feel apply to you. So I am a communicator, I am open-minded. I am a communicator when I listen respectfully and responsibly to others so I can understand. That applies to me. Oh, that's some terrible highlighting. I am open-minded to others' ideas. Yes. I am open-minded to feedback and I use this to modify and improve my work. Maybe this is something that you did really well this year. Maybe it's something you improved on. Oh gosh. I use communication skills to understand what I see and hear. So just you would read them all, and as you come across ones that you feel like you could really write about, you're going to highlight those. I mean, of course, you could probably highlight all of them, but the idea is to highlight the ones that would be the easiest for you to think about. So once you've highlighted some, the next step is to go and just write some activities next to them, because when you were writing this, you're going to write the sentence, I'm a communicator when I listen respectfully and responsibly to others so I can understand. Then you're going to have a sentence that explains either how you have improved this throughout the year or how you did this. So I was thinking that I would have been a communicator during lit circles and government work. So I just jotted that down. I am open-minded to others' ideas during math groups. I am open-minded to feedback and use this to modify and improve my work. Persuasive writing, but again, this could be pretty much anything. It's just whatever you feel you could write about. And then the last one I said lit circles, government work, and math groups. Okay, once you have done this, then you can move to the next column. So I've got a few in my communication. Now I'm going to look at my thinking skills and research skills. And same thing, you're going to go through and read all of these and highlight the ones that you feel fit you. I use dialectical thought to consider different perspectives on the same issue. This one I felt was easy for me because it's the most recent activity that we have done. I am a thinker when I look closely at new information, make connections to what I already know. That would be like everything in class. I'm a thinker when I take information and I've learned and used in different places. Oh, that highlighting. The last one I have is way down here, and it says, I'm a thinker when I provide evidence to support my claim. Miss Eastwood and I talked to you a lot about that this year. We do it in our writing, our math, pretty much everything. The reason I said I use dialectical thought is because we just did that quite a lot with our fish farm and plastic bill debate when you took on an assigned perspective and you thought about it. Also when we did our Japanese internment. I'm a thinker when I look closely at new information. I said lit circles, reading skills, sharing the planet, natural resources, plastic bill debate. So lots of things. And you might be thinking of something completely different to what I have, and that's totally fine as well. Here, I thought government work went with this, and this one, I said all of my work. So that might be a super easy one to write about. So once you have gone through and done these, you're then going to pick one of these 4 to put in the thinking box, and then one of these 4 to put in the thinking box. Okay, let's have a look here. So here's my communication skills, and you'll see that I have a black, a red, and a purple. The black is the sentence I directly copied from my brainstorming sheet where it says, I'm a communicator and open-minded when I cooperate with others in group work. So here it is. This one, I'm a communicator and open-minded when I cooperate with others for specific reasons. So I just changed specific reasons and said math groups. So I copied that sentence. The red sentence is an example of how I did it in math groups. So in math groups this year, I had to be open-minded to others' ideas and use my communication skills to help solve problems and play games together. Then I have another example of how I use my communication skills. I was a communicator during our Lit Circle groups when I discussed my ideas with my group and I listened to them. So I took this one sentence and I added 2 of my own to show evidence of how I did this. I did the same thing with my thinking and research skills. I have copied that first sentence in black. I used dialectical thought to consider different perspectives on the same issue. Then I have 2 different examples. This year I had to take on different perspectives from my own and argue points I didn't always agree with. I did this during our fish farm debate and our plastic bill debate. This helped me learn more about the issue. I also did this when we were learning about Japanese internment when I took on their perspective in the relocation activity. So I've provided 2 examples of in school of how I use my thinking skills or my research skills, and I included some learner profile. Now